And he actually said to me, you know, in the amount of time that you sent all these emails, you could have gone online and figured out how to fix it. Seriously, you have lost a customer for life. If you're new here, hi, I'm Vicki. Today is going to be a little bit of a different type of video for me. It's basically a rant. Customer service is completely dead these days. It really does suck. And there are so many examples of it out there. We have to bag our own groceries and we don't get a discount after putting, a person out of work. You can't get a hold of a person when you're calling to try to get help. But today, the issue that just brought me to my knees and is making me record this video is my experience with iBUYPOWER. It is utterly ridiculous what I had to go through to get my PC fixed. So the backstory. When the whole debacle with CapCut going down and getting banned here in the US, started looking for alternatives to edit my videos. I don't do a lot of editing, but everybody said use DaVinci Resolve. If you've ever seen DaVinci Resolve, it looks like you're flying in a cockpit. There's so many dials, so many controls. And the thing, it's a power hog and a memory hog. So it was basically weighing down my laptop and I just really couldn't keep up with it. It was crashing. It couldn't work because it's an old baby. So my husband, being the sweetheart that he is, got tired of watching me struggle. And so we're just going to buy a PC. I realize this is your hobby and you're not trying to break the bank and keep buying all this equipment, but I think you're going to need a much better PC. So he did the research. He picked iBUYPOWER. He picked a gaming computer because it would have dedicated RAM for the graphics card. It would have just so much more power and bandwidth to handle DaVinci Resolve. And so he pulled the trigger on that and he brought it home and it worked great until it didn't. Actually, and what date was it actually here? It was on July 6th. I went to hit the button to turn it on and I got nothing. And if you're like me, you went, great, I'm going to bed. I'll see if it comes on tomorrow. Well, tomorrow it didn't come back on. So I pulled out all the paperwork because he keeps everything, and we realized it was just over a year since we purchased it. And I gave iBUYPOWER a call and said, something's wrong. It's just not coming on. So the guy kind of triaged it online and said, I think it is probably your power supply. So we can ship you out a power supply and it'll cost X amount of dollars. The reason why I'm not quoting this is because I honestly don't remember. And I said, well, what does that entail, changing the power supply? And when he explained how I would have to open up the CPU, I would have to, take apart all these cords and take the motherboard out, and I would have to do all these things. I said, nah, I think I'd rather bring it to you for you to fix. And he says, well, okay, so to ship it back to us, it's probably going to cost you about $200. And I'm thinking, I just said I'd bring it to you. You're local. We're both here in Southern California. You're about 15 miles away from me. I'll drive it because I actually feel safer driving it because I had a TV shipped to me once. I had a computer shipped to me once. And they came here sounding like maracas. And I didn't want that again. So I'll drive it to you. You're just in the city of industry. I'll drive it to you. So we make arrangements for me to take it in a couple of days. And I should have known right then and there, walking into that place, that this was going to be a shit show. And it was, we get in and Michael's carrying the CPU and there are about 5 people behind the desk. And we're kind of being a little bit ignored. The person tells me, oh, you're here with that. Just have a seat and someone will be right with you. So we're sitting in the lobby with the CPU sitting on a chair. And lo and behold, they're just having all this conversation about the stray cats they found, what they're having for lunch, who's dating who, blah, blah, blah. It was like, seriously, people, it's been like 10 minutes. Who's coming out to get this thing? And then all of a sudden, some guy walks in the lobby. They lose their shit. I'm serious. They start fanning all over the place because apparently he's some famous gaming coach. He gets immediate service. They're all coming from behind the counter. They're taking selfies with him, and his PC goes straight to the back. Meanwhile, I'm still waiting, and we're being ignored. So finally, 5 minutes later, I think we're probably in the lobby for a total of about 15 minutes. Someone comes out to get my PC, and he says to me, okay, so someone will call you when it's ready for you to come back and pick up. Great, we're out of here. Go back home. I kid you not, dropped it off on July 8th. Don't hear a thing from them. No call, no nothing. I get an email telling me that the diagnosis that they had kind of was a little bit wrong. It wasn't the power supply, it was actually the motherboard. My motherboard died within a year of me buying a gaming PC that I don't game on. I don't use every day. I don't use all the powerful features of DaVinci Resolve. I basically just throw it in there, cut things up, throw in a few transitions, and ship it back out. I have no idea. I'm not doing feature-length movies. I'm not doing anything stressful with this thing, but the motherboard died. So okay for them to fix the motherboard. Okay, someone will call you to arrange for you to come and pick it up. Why on July 16th, I got an email telling me your computer's being shipped to you. Immediately reach out to someone. It's just about closing time. I get, sorry, it's too late. It's already gone. But you know what? We pack it really well. It should be fine. I'm like, okay, it'll be fine. When I get it here, if it's not fine, I know where you live. So it gets here. I open the box. Baby's in pieces. And when I say pieces, not like pieces. There is the CPU, the box. There is a box with a motherboard and a box with a graphic card. And it says, big letters, we ship these separate because we don't want them to get damaged in transit. People, that's why I dropped it off. I didn't want it to get damaged in transit. So I immediately start trying to reach back out to these people. I basically start this whole email chain trying to get someone to help me with this. And about 8 or 9 volleys, he's not understanding that I paid you to fix my computer. You sending it to me in parts is not fixing my computer. And about the 10th volley, he finally says the magic words. And he says, ma'am, even if you picked it up, it would still look like this because we don't want the graphic card to get damaged. Make it make sense to me, people, because how in the world was I able to go to Best Buy, take this thing off the shelf, get it home, open it up, it's all in one piece. All I have to do is plug it in and turn it on. But you can't put it back together even if I drove to pick it up. And by the way, why didn't you tell me that? Make it make sense. Make it make sense. And so it's kind of amazing that I'm actually wearing this shirt today. I have neither the time nor the crayons to explain this to you. This is someone else's shirt. It's not my shirt, but it perfectly entails the crap that I've been going through with this PC. And I've had it for a while because it's perfectly explained the crap that I've gone through with a lot of other stuff. And he didn't get it. He honestly didn't get it. He didn't understand. And he actually said to me, and I can't believe he said this to me because that's when my head just blew up. He said, you know, in the amount of time that you sent all these emails, you could have gone online and figured out how to fix it. Seriously, you have lost a customer for life. Sending me to search on YouTube to figure out how to fix the thing that I paid you to fix is the most asinine comeback I think I've ever heard in my life. And I apologize that this video is so full of bad words, but that's just how I'm feeling right now. I don't know how to soften it. I just can't, because it's just the stupidest thing I think that I've ever had to deal with. But my husband, being the person that he is, went to YouTube They don't have any videos on their site for our model. The last video that they had that talked about how to put your graphic cards in was 4 years ago. This thing is glass. I don't want to deal with this. So thank goodness I have a friend with benefits. Not those kind of benefits. A friend who is an IT tech who will fix things for me, and his preferred form of payment is food. So if you saw my little short about how I, when the doctor asked me if I smoked, using my smoker count, that was me cooking his payment. And I decided to make something funny out of this whole crap thing that I've been going through. So summer is his busy season because his kids are out of school. He's spending time with his kids, so he squeezed me in. And I'm so grateful that he was able to do that. He did confirm that they quote unquote fixed it. They did replace the motherboard. He doesn't know why they put the motherboard in a box that told me that I was going to have to install it. So that was the old motherboard. He also doesn't understand why they also told me that the instructions would be in the boxes for both putting in the old motherboard and the graphics card, but there were absolutely zero instructions. And he also said something to me that also really made this all make sense for me too, was even he had never seen a graphics card like that. Usually he said it's like one screw. This one had a couple screws. It had electrical parts coming in and out of it. It was something that he hadn't dealt with before. And probably because he doesn't fix gaming computers, so maybe someone who does that might know all this, but just a normal person would not know this. And a person who fixes computer, he did not know this. So all this to say is people buy things so they can plug and play. People send things to be fixed so that when they come home, they can plug and play. If I had known I was going to have to do something, I wouldn't have sent it back to them. And Lord knows I wouldn't have wasted all the gas that it took me to drive my Tahoe 15 miles there and back. So that's 30 miles round trip. Here in Southern California, stop and go traffic, I'm pretty sure I used about $1,000 worth of gas to do that. But people, am I wrong? What is wrong with customer service today? I don't get it. Is it because we were so nice when the world shut down and we understood that people were short-staffed, people were in short supply, and so we were nice and we overlooked when we didn't quite get what we paid for, or we didn't quite get the service we thought we were supposed to get? But I'm sorry, we're now 6 years past that. This doesn't make any sense to me. It just doesn't make any sense to me. Let me know in the comments, have you had any really, really bad customer service? And also too, because I am who I am, if you think I'm blowing this out of proportion, you can let me know that too. But seriously, I cannot recommend iBUYPOWER and their customer service. And I honestly can't recommend that, I'm losing a motherboard in about a year. And when after this, and I looked online, there were people whose motherboard stopped working after 6 months. So let me know your thoughts. I'd really like to know. Thanks for letting me vent. I'll see you in the next video. Now that I have my PC back, new original content will come out. Thanks for bearing with me with the shorts and the clips from the old podcast. But my husband, again, very, very nice, said I could use his laptop, PC, not the same, screen's not as big. And the other thing too is his mouse, and yeah, I'm using his computer right now, his mouse is like the most sensitive thing in the world. I swear, you look at it and it just moves. And so I guess I'm just old and stuck in my ways. I need my desk set up the way I have my desk set up in order for me to do my work the way I do my work. But I really do appreciate everything that he has done, and not only trying to keep me moving and doing things on the channel, but also keeping me from having a darn stroke over this. So I'll see you in the next one.